Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm just going to try to give you some helpful tips and tricks and kind of like a step-by-step, I guess, on how to get like a brown smoky eye with a wing eyeliner and some helpful tricks. It's also like a brown smoky cat eye with wing eyeliner, if that makes any sense. So yeah, this will just be helpful if you have like cheer competitions and if you just really want to go on a night out and just have a fun night or just try something totally different and stuff like that. And if you've just been wondering how to get a cat eye or just a really good wing eyeliner, this will also help you as well. So if you would like to see this video and see the ending results, then please keep on watching. Okay, so a first trick or kind of just like tip that I would do before like pretty much like every eyeshadow, but especially this one, especially like if you're going to do like cheer competition makeup, you want to start off, I would usually start off with like my eyes, especially if you're doing like a darker browns or even like a black smoky eye and a cat eye. I would just start off in the eyes so then the fallout or the pigment doesn't get on to all of the hard work that we put in on our face makeup. So I always usually start on my eyes. But for some tricks for that is I would just always take like any like eyeshadow primer. Some good ones are like Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer or the Urban Decay eyeshadow primers as well. Or if you like to use like glitter or any type of shimmer, the Too Faced glitter glue is also good for just like glitters. But I am going to be using this Too Faced eyeshadow primer, and this is just the Shadow Insurance Primer. And I'm just going to put it all over my lids like this. And then I'm going to blend it out, which is like a smaller beauty blender, just like this, making sure that it's covering up all my veins and that it's getting all over my eye. After you apply like the liquids and everything like that, a good thing to do is like set your liquids as powder. So I would just set it with like some Sephora face powder or just really any face powder that you guys have, just to make sure that it stays intact. Okay, so now for kind of the tricky but fun part. To get the cat eye effect, you kind of like to get a cat eye effect. A cat eye is just like kind of like eyeshadow that's kind of going to like an angle, and it's like not out or anything. It's just like this really like straight angle. To get that, you guys can either use Scotch tape, or what I like to use is unicorn tape. It's literally just like Scotch tape, but it comes from unicorn packaging and it has rainbows on it. So it's literally like the same thing, except it's unicorn tape instead of like clear Scotch tape. Just take a good amount of length, like this size is good. Try to make sure that both of the sides are like the same length. And then what you want to do is put the tape nicely under your lower lashes, coming out through like this little crease, if you guys have what I have right here, and kind of making it go not super far up like this towards our eyebrow, just like to our hairline, like right there, just like this. And make sure that it's packed down really tight, because if we start going messy with like our darker eyeshadows and stuff like that, then this won't work once we take it off. Okay, so now that you have the tape on both your eyes and they look somewhat the same, you guys can take your palette, and you guys do not have to use this exact palette that I'm using. You guys can just go and get a palette that has like similar shades to this palette. The palette that I'm using is the Jaclyn palette from Morphe. This is a collaboration with a makeup guru here on YouTube, and it looks just something like this. If you guys want to get this, you can find it at Ulta or Morphe.com. Morphe is just good because they're really high quality, they're really pigmented, really blendable, just for like a really cheap price, and you get a bunch of eyeshadows. And these are just what we're going to be using, just because they have our nice transition brown shades, our darker shades to our darkest shades, and just stuff like that. So they just are really good, and they're the shadows that we are looking for. Okay, for our first shades that we're going to be using are these two lightest shades in the palette with this fluffy brush. These are just some of the lightest browns in the palette, and I'm going to be taking this on a fluffy brush, blending it back and forth in my crease, which is in between like my brow bone and my eyelid, and just making sure that I'm blending this back and forth until I get enough of this color that I would like. For our next shades in the palette, I'm going to take the 2 shades underneath this. This is just like the next darker shades in the palette. I'm putting them in the same area that we put our first shades, but these are just darker browns like I said, and I'm just starting to darken up our eye look to go into this dark brown smoky eye look. For our next shades, this is like a milk brown caramel chocolate. This is just really good, but instead of putting this in my crease, I'm mostly going to focus this on the outside of my eyes. So this is kind of when you can start getting a little bit messier because that tape is there to help make sure that the eyeshadow doesn't come throughout the tape. So I'm kind of just still putting it in my crease a little bit, but mostly focusing this darker shade on my outer crease as well, and just making sure that I'm blending it back and forth. And I'm still using that same Tarte blending brush. Okay, for our last and final shade, this is literally like one of the darkest browns in the palette, and I'm just gonna still take this on the same brush and just pick up a little bit at a time. So there I picked up too much, so I was just tapping off the excess on my mirror and kind of wiping some of it on my hand, just because I wanted to make sure that I didn't grab too much. And this, I'm really gonna focus on my outer corner and like my outer crease, just making sure that it doesn't look like a raccoon eye if we're bringing the dark brown shades too much into our eyes, that we're just really focusing them on the outside of our crease. So again, we don't look like a raccoon, or we don't look like we have a black eye, because we just want it to all flow nice together. Okay, so this is usually, those were like the steps and like the colors that I use to get to here, because how I just do like this one is usually just do like a brown smoky eye. So now for eyeliner, I just wanted to like share with you what eyeliner I use instead of doing like the voiceover. So I usually use like a liquid eyeliner. If you're doing like a wing, I would recommend like a pot or a liquid eyeliner, just because those are going to be much easier to do the wing instead of like with a pencil eyeliner. So I really like, for pot eyeliner, I really like the Tarte pot eyeliner. It's really good, and I use it with just the Ulta brand, the Ulta pointed eyeliner brush, and this one works really well. If you're not good at freehanding wings, which most majority of people aren't, some people are just blessed, but if you're not that great at putting on wings like by yourself, if the tape is on good enough, you just need to make sure that it's on good enough, you can do the wing with that too. You also want to make sure that you just don't go like too far out or anything like that, that you just go enough, like maybe like right to here, just so like you can see it. Do your line all the way from the inner corner out, and then make sure that you take the wing, not from all the way from the tip, but take it and draw it back so it all connects into one. So I'm going to do that right now, showing you guys just kind of how I do that. Because of this, but we're about to take it off. So I just did the best wing that I could. So now we're going to take off the tape, and hopefully it is cleaned up. Like on this side, you can just see how like the tape is really like sharp, and this what's made it 10 times more straighter. Especially like, I would recommend doing this too, like if you're gonna do makeup on other people. I've done eyeliner like this on other people, and it makes it 10 times easier. And then doing eyeliner like free-handed on other people is like 10 times harder, I think, in my opinion. So I would just get Scotch tape or unicorn tape. I found mine at TJ Maxx, if you guys are wondering. Now for lashes, just because I'm going to do lashes real quick. I usually wear mascara just because my real lashes, they kind of just like show up pretty good in my opinion, and false lashes are kind of harder for me to apply just because I have to get it like 3 times and then I finally get it. But if you guys do like false lashes and you want to use them, so good ones from, like, if you guys shop at TJ Maxx, the Creme or the Cream Shop, CREME, they have really good lashes there. Or if you go to Ulta or Sephora, they have really good Tarte lashes. I like these style in Flirt. Or Ardell lashes are really good. And my favorite lash glue to get, I would have to say, is Duo lash glue. That's one of my favorite lash glue. It just really, really works. But for mascara, if you guys don't want to wear lashes and you guys want to wear mascara, some of my favorite mascaras, my favorite like high-end mascara is their Real mascara from Benefit. I just adore this mascara. I just love it so much. I had it in the mini size for a really long time, and I just finally had to get the full size. But if you guys just want to stay on the cheaper version, which is also good too, I really love the Maybelline, the Falsies Push-Up Drama. This one's really good for drugstore as well. So I'm just going to go put some mascara on, and I'm going to be using their Real mascara. Okay, before we get started in the face, I just want to say real quick, if you guys don't have to do all mattes as well. You guys can also put on shimmers and stuff like that. Usually, just in my own opinion, when I'm doing like smoky eyes or cat eyes, I sometimes just usually like to keep it just like all mattes, just because it's a lot easier for me. But if you guys want to add some bling to it, you guys definitely can, of course. And if you guys are looking for some like glue, or not glue, but like shadow primer to keep that glitter or shimmer on, again, I would recommend the Too Faced glitter glue. You can find that at Ulta and I believe Sephora as well. For foundation and concealer and everything like that, if you guys are going to use that, foundation kind of just gives like an extra layer to your face, like an extra cover. I don't usually use foundation 24/7 just because like I just don't. Sometimes I do and I like it, but sometimes I'll just take like concealer, which I'm about to do, and I'll put it literally like all over my face like it's a foundation, but I'm literally just using a concealer that's not lighter than my skin tone. That's my actual skin tone, and putting it all over my face. But if you guys are using a foundation stuff like that, I would recommend just like eyeshadow primer. I would recommend a face primer as well. Some good face primers that I really like are like the Too Faced. It's like if you have more dry skin, a good hydrating one is the Too Faced Hangover Primer. Maybelline has some good ones too. Then NYX like Angel Veil, I believe it's pronounced, or like I believe it's called. That one is supposed to be really good too for drugstore. One that I'm just going to be using today just to like fill in your pores, especially if you guys do have pores as well. The Professional by Benefit is really good as well. You don't want to put too much on, but just enough to smooth out, again, your pores and just everything like that. So you kind of just want to put it on your, like I usually just put mine on my T-zone, maybe a little bit on my chin too, just because that's like where my pores are. If it's more of a pore filling primer, it's not necessarily going to go into your pores. It's kind of going to just go over top of it because it's trying to blur out the pores. So you just want to make sure that you don't put this all over your face, because it's not going, it's kind of going to make your makeup, like your face makeup, look a little bit more cakier if you were to do that with the Professional, just because it lays on top, it doesn't go into your skin. Okay, so again, the concealer that I'm using is the Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer in Fair Clair. I really like this one. It works really, really good for a drugstore. And I'm just putting this all over my cheeks, my chin, my nose, my forehead, and down my neck. I didn't show everything in this video just because I thought like you guys kind of got like the concept and what I was doing. But again, I'm kind of just putting this everywhere on my face, and then I'm blending it out with the Real Techniques Beauty Blender. Beauty blenders are just one of my favorite things to blend out products with. They're really easy. Some people don't like them because they do, if you wet them, they do absorb the product much more. But I just like it because it blends out very, very easily for my makeup. And again, I'm just using like pouncing motions, not trying to swipe as much. For a face powder, since we just used a liquid and we don't want the liquid to move or anything like that, I'm going to be taking my Sephora face powder and just with a fluffy brush putting this all over my face to make sure that none of the liquids move or go anywhere, that they are staying on my face. Then for under eye powder, this is a loose powder, so I'm kind of going to be baking with this a little bit more than just like setting it on my under eye. This is the Too Faced Born This Way loose translucent powder. And with my beauty blender, I am just kind of like, not necessarily pressing it into the skin, but kind of, yes I am pressing it, but just like layering it on top, so I'm necessarily kind of like baking it. And then I'm just putting this on my nose a little bit as well. And then while we're waiting for like our bake to just, you know, be done and just letting it like sit there for a while, I'm going to bronze up my face since I am much lighter skin tone. I'm just using some Hoola bronzer by Benefit. I really like this stuff. Some people, it might be too orange on them just because they're so pale, or it might just be too harsh on them. So, but if you like the formula, they also make a Hoola Light, which is also by Benefit, and that works good on people as well. And I'm just taking a Morphe R14, and I am just putting this on my forehead and my cheeks, making sure that I just really warm up my skin and that it's all blending nice together. Now I am going to take just like a smaller fluffy brush and wipe away this extra setting powder that is still left there. And then after I'm done with that, I'm going to take some Jeffree Star highlighter, and this is my favorite highlighter in Eclipse. It's a collab with Manny. And I'm just putting some highlighter on my cheekbones, the top of like my cheekbones, my Cupid's bow, a little bit on my forehead just to glow everywhere, and on my nose as well. So I would recommend putting on blush, especially if you're like me and you have like really light skin. Blush will really give you back that color to your face, especially after you just put on powder and bronzer and everything like that and made your skin kind of look like one color. You want to bring back some like pinks and like reds to your face. Okay, and then to finish up the eye look real quick, what I am going to do is take the same Jaclyn Hill palette, this more shimmery, like blinding shade, and to just really give like more of a pop to my eye, I'm going to put this on the inner corner right here, and it just really brightens up your inner corner just of your eyes, like this. And then also for the lower lash line, because we want some shadow on there, I'm going to take these two colors, just like the lighter transition shades that we used, and then this dark chocolate shade right here, mix them kind of all together, and then just put them on my lower lash line. Just like this, and connecting everything. And then also what I'm going to do is take the mascara that we got from Benefit and also put this on my lower lashes. And then last but not least, I know for cheer competitions they usually want you to wear like hot pinks or like brighter colors to like stand out on stage, but if you guys are just to wear this out to go and stuff like that, and what I would just do is just grab a nude. Since your eyes are already so bright, I would just go with a nude. This is the Too Faced Melted Chocolate and Chocolate Milkshake, and it's kind of like a squeezy tube, and I'm going to do that 1 minutes. Okay guys, and that is the end of the video. I hope this video was helpful. Just gives you some tips and helpful tricks on how to do a dark brown smoky cat eye with a wing eyeliner. I hope all of this made sense and was more helpful for the future if you guys want to do this. And just thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys, before you leave, if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel before you guys leave. And I hope again that this video was helpful, and I will see you guys on the next one. And if you guys forgot any of the products that I mentioned, they will all be listed down below. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!